Hello. You're joining me on Rising World, the early access survival building sandbox game that offers a little bit of everything. Let's start a new world and dive straight in. And here we are, a fresh spawn on a brand new world, starting with nothing but a primitive axe. We can see that our starting island has sheep. And immediately, we have spotted a node of iron ore. Tomatoes, at least we have some food that offers nutrition and also hydration. Let's collect some resources. If this little river offers fresh drinking water, then this will be a good place to set up camp. It seems relatively flat, perfect for building our starter survival house. Yep, fresh water that we can drink. Perfect. Let's use the logs we gathered to craft ourselves a primitive workbench. We need some iron ingots to build the normal workbench that will allow us to build our starter house. So for that, we need some more stone so that we can build a furnace to smelt our iron ore. That should be enough. And there it is. The ore is in. And now, the fuel. We'll let that work away. We need to build a primitive stick shelter to keep us dry when we sleep. That will do for the time being. Let's also make a couple of primitive spears and a primitive knife so that we can defend ourselves. We may as well make ourselves a primitive storage chest too. The iron has finished smelting. We can collect it when it is cool enough to pick up. Now we have ourselves a way to build a starter home. With this workbench, we will be able to craft timber frames, beams, doors, window frames, and simple walls. Now we will also be able to craft metal tools for farming, gathering, and building. We shall keep the furnace working in the background while we build our house. We will begin by gathering some stone so that we can lay our foundation. I think here will be a good spot for the build. We had enough ingots to make an anvil. So let's make a sledgehammer and a sickle. I think a 5 meter by 5 meter house will be fine for the time being. But it is starting to get dark, so we should now go to sleep and continue the foundation in the morning. Day 2. We survived our first night. And that is our 5 meter squared stone foundation complete. We are now going to need quite a lot of wood to build the frame. So let's make an iron axe to replace this primitive one. That should be enough wood for now. We are getting hungry. We should use our new sickle to find vegetable seeds and build a planter box. We can make an iron pickaxe to gather soil for the box. That's the box. Now for the soil. Perfect. We can plant hemp for making yarn. Corn, a good source of food. And pumpkin. Perfect. It's getting dark again. Let's plant our seeds. We now have a source of food. Day 2 has been a productive day. Time to sleep. Day 3. It looks as though our saplings have grown quite a bit through the night. Let's build some more of the house. That's the wall layout complete. It is starting to rain. This will be a problem. We will get wet and risk getting hypothermia. That is a good start, but we should take shelter and wait for the rain to stop before we continue. Okay, it has stopped raining, for now. To continue, we shall have to make some scaffolding. Now we can carry on. Two and a half meters from the floor, that will be fine. Looking good so far. It is starting to rain again. I don't think we will progress much today. We shall have to wait it out. Okay, it stopped again. Let's continue. It's very misty. That looks like a nice solid frame. The hemp is ready for harvest. Raining again. That's the center roof beam up. Very convenient being so close to fresh water. We need to now build the gable roof frame. I can hear wolves. I'm glad we have our spears. End of day 3. Day 4. Still alive, still surviving, still building. That's one side of the roof frame complete. Looking pretty good so far. I've harvested the pumpkins and they are now ready to eat. And that is the main timber frame of the structure, complete. Looking pretty good. Now we will build the door frame. This piece of wood is 1 meter long and will mark the width of the door. 2 meters high. Now the window frame. We shall continue in the morning. Another beautiful day on day 5. Let's finish the window frame and think about making the walls. That's the window frame complete. Let's move the scaffolding away from the doorway. The hemp is ready for harvest again. We will soon have to craft a spinning wheel and create some yarn. This will enable us to be able to make some cloth, rope, clothing, and paper. Now let's focus on building the walls. We shall make them out of dirt. That will do nicely. There we go. The house now has a strong structure and 4 walls. It's coming along nicely. Day 6. The corn is finally ready. Now, to build the gable walls. That is all of the dirt walls complete. Now to make the wooden roof shingles, we will need to collect some more timber. And finally, that is the structure of our first survival house, complete. Now just to fit the fixings and furnishings. Let's start off by building the stone flooring slabs. Day 7. Now we have some decent flooring in our house. In goes the window frame. This will hold panes of glass when we find sand that we can smelt into glass. We have made our front door, and it is ready for fitting to the door frame. There we go. A nice, solid wooden door. We can also lock it with our key. That's it. Locked. We are finally safe from the elements, predators, and bandits. Soon we will have to make a spinning wheel to spin all of these fibers. Now we can start moving inside. We will not be needing this scaffolding anymore. It served its purpose. It is nice to be able to craft indoors now. We can now also make a better chest. Ceiling beams. I've put some wooden beams up high, as we can utilize the loft space by fitting a ceiling. Day 8. Let's make this replacement chest. Then we need to think about making a bed so that we can sleep inside. That's better. In order to make a bed, we need to be able to make yarn so that we can make cloth. This spinning wheel will allow us to spin fibers into yarn. Now we can make cloth. And now, our bed. Let's build a simple bed frame. And that is our new bed. Let's make a grindstone so we can sharpen our tools to make them more effective. We need rope, and for that, we need 8 yarn. That's better. Nice and sharp. Let's make a wall torch. Let's make a masonry oven so that we can cook food. I have done some reorganizing so that everything can fit in here better. Time for bed. Day 9. Time to use our new masonry oven and cook some food. This will offer us more nutrition. We will cook some pumpkin slices. Now we wait. They're done. Now we have some steps. Thanks very much for watching. Join me next time for more Rising World.